surprised at all. I kind of knew that Tiana, Janelle, Zendaya, Rihanna, they are going to give a solid performance, solid look, I should say, on anything. But when it was a theme dedicated to black fashion, specifically black men in fashion, I knew those androgynous women were going to eat, especially Tiana. YouTube, what's up, baby? It's your favorite antisocial extrovert, your favorite awkward black boy, Blake, mother love Dupree. Back at it again at the Black Queer Classroom Diary of Dupree. As you can see, I'm trying something a little bit new. Actually, no, because I used to make my videos like this way back in the day, but I don't even think y'all have access to those videos because I deleted them or archived the bitches. But let me know if you like this current natural light setup. I wanted to give the ring light a rest. I know y'all tend to watch the videos more with the red wall, but I want to see how views go with this one. And today we are talking about Met Gala. Met Gala 2025, dedicated to dandyism. Dapper Dan, looking dandy, looking fresh, having the drip, having the sauce, being wet. That all means the same shit. Basically, black folks who can dress their ass off. Now, it kind of reminds me of like Easter Sunday, but Easter Sunday being in Harlem or Brooklyn, like Easter Sunday with a strong northern urban flex twist. And I will say, it was very hard to pick a favorite. Very hard. It was one of the hardest things I've had to do in my life. I'm bullshitting. But everybody, for the most part, I think everybody was on theme this year. I didn't see one person who was off theme, not even the white folks. So I guess I should get right into my personal faves. I'll start off with my favorite white person, Sabrina Carpenter. She ate nice and simple leotard. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the people gave simple, and I think it only gave simple because they didn't necessarily understand the theme. And when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about specifically. You know what I'm saying? But I guess if you don't know the theme, keep it cute, keep it safe, and still try your best. But I think Sabrina had the best look for the white folks holding it down. I did like Kim Kardashian's look a little bit, but I just really like that brown on Sabrina's skin, as well as the cut of the leotard. I do wish instead of a leotard, it would have been a full pantsuit, but still sleek and sexy at the top with the same color of brown pant. That would have been more on theme, but I get it. She's really in like the feminine girly chunky boots and leotards and showing off those legs because she's only, I think, 5'1", 5'3", 5'4". I don't know, but I know like wearing a pantsuit can be kind of intimidating when you're short as fuck, even in heels, even when you're a girl. But she definitely was my favorite white girl. I want to get on to my personal favorite. Now, this is with bias because anytime I see this person, they're automatically my favorite on the red carpet. So don't think I'm looking at it from a fashion perspective. I'm definitely looking at it, oh, that's my bitch. And I love seeing my bitch on the red carpet. And by my bitch, I mean Taraji P Henson. I love Taraji. Like, sometimes the looks don't be looking, but I'm gonna still be like, she ate. That's my favorite. I just love Taraji's story. I love her coming of age. I love her moving to Hollywood at 26 with a baby and still being that bitch. Like, I just love Taraji P Henson. Like, I just love seeing a black woman from infinity to infinity defy odds and make a name for herself. Even though lately she's been giving cringe to the GP, she can never give cringe to Dupree. So shout out to Taraji. I loved your look. I do think Tiana Taylor was the most on brand for women, which I'm not surprised at all. I kind of knew that Tiana, Janelle, Zendaya, Rihanna, they are going to give a solid performance, solid look, I should say, on anything. But when it was a theme dedicated to black fashion, specifically black men in fashion, I knew those androgynous women were going to eat. Especially Tiana. Tiana, out of the women I just named, had the best look, had the most on-brand look, and it's definitely one of those looks that only Tiana could pull off, and she did it just fucking well. I mean, she had on a fucking do-rag and a 15-piece smokestack center suit. Speaking of which, where was the cast of Sinners for the Met Gala? This theme, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, Miles Canton, this theme and the style and the dramas and the topics talked about in Sinners. Why wasn't this on the Sinners PR list for at least one of the leads to be at the Met Gala? Hell, I would have took Haley Steinfeld, but I don't remember seeing not one person from Sinners at the Met. And I feel like regardless of promotion, they should have carved out time to capitalize off that moment because Sinners is the movie of the year and we only in May. Actually, black folks are the media of the year, and we're only in May. What else is new? You know what I'm saying? Like watching this Met Gala got me thinking. Like literally less than a century ago, Black folks were still being Lynched. If you know what I'm saying, we're still being unalive solely for being Black, and we still are. It's just not as common, not as popular to display your affections towards Black people being in dismay and disdain. But I was just thinking about like the menstrual period, the menstrual cycles in media, and how minstrelsy used to be the biggest form of media in America, and how like people used to show up to lynchings in the same way that we show up to pack out a movie theater for a Ryan Coogler film, a DC film, a Marvel film. Black folks, especially in this country, have always been the main attraction, but not always for good reason. We have really flipped the script in media this year alone. And I once again want to reiterate what I said in a previous video. I wish our political administration, the way we stand socially right now in our own country that we built, reflected the representation that we're receiving in media, the power that we are gaining in the world of media, and even in the world of Hollywood. I wish it ran deeper than just the mainstream and just the 10% of performers and entertainers who solely live off of their performances and entertainment. But it is progress. Representation is only so much, can only do so much. There is so much work that needs to be done. But if we look at where we are compared to this century ago, we're advancing. As fucked up as it may seem, we're still advancing. Like, okay, Tom Brown. Speaking of Tom Brown, he showed out. I think Tiana's piece was Tom Brown. Whoopi Goldberg's piece was Tom Brown. I just want to give a shout out to Sierra and Rihanna for making amends. I want to give a shout out to Nicki, Cardi, and Megan all being in the same building and being on some grown woman shit and not having issues. Because as we've seen in the past, that ain't always been the case. So I guess the thing was Black women being on their Black woman, grown woman shit, as well as Black men showing off their looks. I want to talk about Law Roach having his big moment. Now, Law Roach has always walked out the house for the past decade in a 40-inch bust down mid apart. No exceptions. Brazilian Fusion. I'm talking Bella Dream ain't got shit on La Roach's team. And for La Roach to pull off a short-haired, bleach blonde auntie cut and still give a solid face, that's a bad bitch right there. Because not every girl can pull off short. I don't think I can pull off short like I used to. That's why I still got a little waviness in me. But Law, this was your moment. I wish that Zendaya and Law could have matched again, because this is a Met Gala definitely Law Roach coded. I wish Law was on the Met Gala chair team this year. I believe it was only Coleman Domingo, ASAP Rocky, and I can't remember who else, but I don't think Law Roach was on it this year. I could be wrong. He needed to be, because Law looked so happy. Like, just looked so happy. Like, he just knew that this was a moment that he was supposed to be a part of. And Law Roach's story is so inspiring to me because he's from Chicago, just like me. I hear him talk. I hear him talk, and I hear the girls on the street. I hear the girls who is my neighbors. I hear me. I hear the people who I go to work with. I see the people who I go to work with, and his mannerisms and how he's still so Chicago coded. And he showed that you don't have to dilute who you grew up to be and who you are to have success in whatever industry that you want to have. And I love it. Law, you're so tired. Speaking of tired, because that's from Keke Palmer. She looks really good. I love this orange brown hair on her. This like dark tinted orange brown hair on Keke. She looks really good. Keke was in a bit of controversy earlier this year, but keep going with the looks, girl. Keep finding the work. I just seen One of Them Days. I know I'm so late to the game, but it was a really funny movie. I didn't even know Cat Williams was gonna be in it, but it was a good one. I would have loved to see SZA, another person who should have been at the Met Gala, but I guess is on tour, and there's only so much that the human body can do. I did love Laquan Smith's look. I would give that a solid 10 out of 10. Now, this look was definitely the look where I would be like, if I was sitting in the Met Gala and, it would be the theme of Dandism, that is what I would have wore. Probably Laquan and Damson Idris. Those were my two favorite male looks. And we cannot forget about Outkast. Like, I loved Andre 3000's look with the piano on his back. I thought that was so camp. It was a good combination of camp and Dandyism, which, of course, you're going to think of Andre when you think of camp or Dandyism, especially within Black culture. So I'm not surprised that he showed up and showed out. I don't think Erykah Badu was there, and I would have loved to see Erykah Badu. But I will say Mother Diana Ross was also one of my best dressed, opinionated, biased for sure. And I love me some Diana, but I kind of I was gagged to see Diana out the house. And I love seeing Diana out the house looking healthy, feeling healthy, being healthy. Because Diana has been on this earth for a long time. We need to protect her at all costs because we already ain't got Tina. But Diana looked so good, like an angel. Mother looked like an angel cake. Mother served. Mother gave. Zendaya served and gave too. You know, it was very simple. Zendaya is one of those girls. She could be wearing a t-shirt and joggers, and she will make it known, like, bitch, I'm wearing these clothes. If these clothes are not wearing me, I feel like she knew that this moment was really about male fashion, and I feel like some women specifically let the men have their moment in a way that men often tend to let women have their moment in fashion eras and fashion themes, i.e., prom. For so long, black men just did black suits and whatever their prom, they wanted to wear. They were the talk of the town, the talk of the night. But this being the opposite end, I feel like Zendaya really wanted to let Law have his moment, which is why I didn't see a lot of pictures of them together, if any. And also, which is why her look just seemed very simple to me. I feel like she just wanted the men to really take in this moment, because who knows if we'll ever get a Met Gala dedicated to black men in fashion again. And it got me thinking, I wish Andre Leon Talley could live to see this, because he dedicated his entire life to fashion. Say what you want about the man, but he would have been a perfect host, a perfect chairperson for this theme. And if he lived just a little bit longer, he would have definitely been on the cover of Vogue for this issue's Vogue with the other chairpersons. Pharrell, I think, is on the chair too. Like, Andre would have loved Law Roach. If he never got to meet him, I don't know, but he would have loved him in this era even more, I'm sure. And I just wish that they would have did this 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because black men have always known to put that shit on. Always. Why did we have to wait till 2025 to have this theme? I don't know. I'm glad we have it, but it's been a long time coming, and change is sure to come. Ashton, great look, beautiful chocolate skin, beautiful crystals. That's a bad bitch right there, bad bitch. But yeah, that's really all I'll just say about the Met Gala. And, like I said, we have so much going on in black media, and we should be very proud of ourselves and be very happy to see ourselves within media. But I also want us to continue to do the work in the streets, continue to do the work in the GP. We are facing so many orders, so many laws, and so many racist rhetoric that it can become overwhelming, and we can tend to zone out and tap out and disassociate with what's going on. But we can't do that for too long, because we got babies to live for. We have ourselves to live for. We have our elders to live for. We have our ancestors who fought and died for us to live for today. And it reminds me of this trending story going around about the racist white lady who raised hundreds of thousands of dollars because she called a black autistic 5-year-old boy the N-word and made some sort of GoFundMe campaign, and has raised beyond her goal. So they're not sleeping on us. They're not disassociating from making sure that our lives are not of quality. They don't even want us alive. So we have to do the work to make sure that we don't disassociate from reality and tap out from reality and tap in. Like, this Met Gala shit, beautiful. I love to see it. It is much needed. But we also need to continue to uplift each other in our everyday communities and our middle class communities and our lower class communities, supporting and loving and protecting each other regardless of our sexual orientation, regardless of our gender, regardless of our income. As long as you're not harming nobody and you black, you're worthy of protection. Period. And I just want to say that y'all are worthy of protection, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me here at the Diary of Dupree. Y'all see I'm giving consistency. I love you, babies. Make sure you look in the mirror. Tell yourself, yeah, I am that. Because you've been that. Because you always will be that, bitch. So whether that's that toaster, that Honda Civic, that's that thick, yeah, you thick. Even if you're only 120 pounds, you thick, period. Because you said so. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
God created black people, and black people created style.